what do you like? What's the nomenclature around what you do? Getting white labeled in certain cases, so not necessarily being able to like showcase all that you do to everyone.
Yep.
I did notice actually on your site. Remember we had talked about like why would you like? I had mentioned how I feel like everyone, because they call it a demo, thinks it's supposed to be like this like product showcase. I did notice on your site you changed it from demo to continue/chat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's yielded any different click-throughs or anything like that, but...
No, I mean, we don't get, like, a lot of traffic anyway. Like, if I was going to be totally honest, I think we probably get, like, I would say 400 to 600 visitors a month. You know, like, it's not that crazy. That's why I think it's, like, anyway, yeah. I mean, there's more, I'm sure, but it's just, like, it's fake shit. So I'm talking about just, like, real... uniques is about 400 to 600 a month.
How do you? So you had also written down for me that your guys' MRR is like 10 million. Is that mostly through inbound leads, or are you doing cold outbound, and that's where it's coming from?
Monthly reoccurring revenue.
Yeah.
10 million? No, we're not.
Or maybe it was 10 million AR or annual, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that would be closer for sure. So where is that all coming from? Okay, so I mean a lot of it is
Yeah, sorry, it was 10 million annual.
Yeah, so I think like 10, I would say about 80-90% is current clients who continue to grow once we've been established as part of their workflow and or product, and then the other whatever that math would be 10 to 20% is new business.
And where does the new business come from? Is that inbound?
Every once in a while it comes in through paid search. Every once in a while, I mean, don't forget, we've kind of been in the game for about 12, 13 years. And, we try not to burn any bridges, so we're just good people. So, I've always felt like we're a little bit ahead of some type of curve or wave. So as people run into the issue that they need to solve for, aka a lot of sites and or landing pages at scale, they're like, hey, I wonder if Mark can do it. And that's where like even this video helps these people. That's why I want you to post this video. But just in case you don't, I'm recording it now too.
All right, so, well, I guess like if every once in a while someone's hitting you through paid search, are you guys doing a bunch of cold outreach then to get the new business?
Yeah. So we use seamless.ai for, finding email addresses and phone numbers. Then we plug that information into outreach.io, which then puts them into like a sequence that emails people or prospects. And then based on how many times they open, whatnot, we'll follow up with a call. So yeah, primarily outbound.
And is it all like automated campaign, or do you have any like?
Listen,
any like personalized outreach?
I mean, personalized with different like variables, right? Like, hey, Raj, how you doing? I think they're pretty good. I mean, some people are like, this is automated. I'm like, and I respond instantly, like, no, it's me. What's up? And so it's like, I guess it's automated, but there's like still a person that sees the stuff.
Yeah. It's like semi-automated.
Yeah, I mean, listen, before outreach, I would be copying and pasting the same amount. I mean, not the same amount, obviously, because now we can do way more, but yeah. It's the same shit.
Well, I think that's how everyone gets started, is the copy-paste method.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Process done once you get someone respond to that email.
So I always
say, yeah, I'm curious.
In a weird way, we try to scare them to not come here, because like it's, hey, like what are you trying to do today? Or what are you doing today? Oh, we're doing, we're using WordPress or Unbounce or Lead Pages or this CMS. I mean, first trying to establish if they're doing anything at scale, because if they're not, then obviously they don't need us. At the same time, if there is an opportunity that they should be doing something at scale, try to educate them on why scale does matter, especially the long tail, depending on the strategy, but depending on if you have a lot of locations, every location should have a page. If it's a lot of different ads, every ad should have a corresponding landing page. If it's, long tail search based on geography and product type or job type. Every one of those should have its own page. But again, if someone's not there, it's just not there, then it's like really hard to be like, yeah. So anyway, we move them through. We have a pipe. We have our CRM. We try to move them through.
Sure.
Approach, prospect, approach, whatever it is, demo. And kind of move.
Yeah. So like, what are the different phases then?
It's prospect, active prospect. aka they've responded to something, even a no at that point ish. Then it's demo. Then it's typically a proposal ish, and then what's it called? Contract agreement.
Right. Where do you see a drop off or breakdown in those steps?
It's still getting them from prospect to active prospect, because I guess we always battle with the idea like we can force sell somebody. I don't think that's really that hard, right? No, you need this. I can save you time and money, and show them the ROI, and it's a no-brainer. But if they're still only building one page, then why? They don't really need us, because we don't want them to be. We want them to be building a lot of something. So I don't know. That's what we kind of battle with a lot, which is not to force. We're better because of all these features. It's if you have a good process in place and you're only building 10 sites, you don't need us. You really don't. If you're building 100,
what's the volume of sites for someone to be a good customer?
if I was going to be totally honest, at least 20, and at least 50, at least 100, at least 400, at least 1,000, at least 17,000, at least 50,000, at least 70,000. Those numbers are really hard to comprehend for a lot of people. They just can't connect the dots of why that's important. And so it's less. That's why I like your whole thing of demo. It's even the demo, I don't even like to show a demo, because it's but what are you trying to do? And then it's oh, well, you don't need us, so don't worry about it. But again, some people are just corporate robots, and they're I need to see this demo. I'm evaluating vendors. You came up on a search or our. It's just tell me what you're trying to do. Oh, we're trying to build one page to A/B test it against another ad. Let me know when you want to roll out that 100 times after you do your testing. Yeah.
So, in a way, then, it sounds like if you're getting these calls where the person has a couple sites they need to replicate or build out, you're getting bad active leads into the system.
Right. It's that is a decent part of it. Yeah. Every once in a while there's a lead that's I need to roll out 400 retail sites, that are tied to this paid search campaign. Is this the right tool? It's we call them so fast, I swear to God, they didn't even hit send 30 seconds ago. Yeah.
Well, so that's where you can see kind of step one in the process, which is top of funnel. That's a direct function of the messaging, right? The targeting and the messaging.
Yeah.
Because if they're saying yes, that means there is some misinterpretation of what you do and who you're for versus what they believe you do and who they actually are.
Right, because we get lumped into either one of two categories. One, enterprise CMS, which is huge RFPs and crazy sales cycles, and then we get lumped into landing pages, which is off the shelf. I want to sign up and build a page and test it for my fitness program or my whatever, And both those keywords in paid search obviously cost a ton of money.
Yeah.
And, we've burned, I'm not going to say hundreds of thousands of dollars, but definitely probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, because landing page platform.
It's not just that you burn the money on the paid search, it's that, because you said that it's happening on the outbound one.
Yeah, on the outbound's a little.
It's actually email themselves that are
obviously,
outreach, right?
Obviously outbound is pretty huge for us.
Yeah.
Because in B2B, we you kind of know who you're selling to. The problem, and you know, it's still our problem, but the problem is, you know, how many product managers really want to innovate right now? I mean, how many marketing managers want to deviate from like what the company has been doing forever? And again, that's our job to sell. I get it. But it's like there's a lot of drones out there that just, you know, they don't want to ruffle anything, and I totally get it. But there is a better way. I mean, that's just the fact. And so, I mean, it's almost testament. I mean, we almost haven't lost a customer in 8+ years. And going back to the beginning,
I mean, you obviously have a good product.
right? And like, going back to the beginning of your thing, it's like, where does your growth come from? It's like once we have a customer and they get it and they're using it, they're like, holy shit, we can roll this out to this other person and this other thing and this other project and this other thing. And like that's where all of our growth has came from. Even during this pandemic, it's been a lot of current client growth. You know, thank God.
Yeah, no, that's good. Obviously, I mean, it's valuable enough they don't want to cancel on you. Plus, I think you have the nature of your product is that once someone starts using it, they get pretty entrenched in it, and for them to leave, I don't mean this in like a devious way. It's just like there's more of a why would you leave once you start using it.
And don't forget, like, you know, today we're still talking about sites and landing pages, but like we see the future is way bigger. Like we call them experiences. You know, we whether that's a VR. I mean, a lot of the biggest deals we got were because of standards that changed across the internet, right? Security certificates, Google expanded text ads, responsive sites on mobile, like every time those major changes happen, like we were always ahead. I mean, look at our blog. We were always ahead. Of VR right now is the one we've been pushing. I think disability and accessibility will be the next big one. And it's like, if you're out there and you're marketing and those sites aren't compliant with at least the basic of web standards, they're just not going to work for you. They'll work for a long time though, but eventually they won't work. And then like, we're just innovating the shit out of it on behalf of the customer because we've been through a lot of the motions of like selling and and I think actually this can be a really big company. How big, I don't know. I don't want to put a limit on it, but like we're kind of in it for a while. And so I think we're fortunate, believe it or not, even at 37 years old, to have made a lot of the mistakes we made early on, even though we're 37, but early on, the last 10, 13 years, where it was like, oh, that's what happens when you do this, and going after this market looks like this, and it's all of it. It's like, oh shit, like, so we just have so much freaking experience. Like, when someone tries to talk to us, like, hey, we want to try it like this, it's like, listen, here's how we've done it 160 times. This is how you really should be thinking about it. Majority are like, oh my God, that's so much better than I thought. There is a minority that's like, no, do what I'm telling you. And it's like, okay, we'll still do it, but you're building a golden submarine and you're never going to launch. But whatever, we'll take it, I guess. But real quick, Raj, for my video, because, this is on my side, Raj, tell people what Startup Hypeman is and does, though, real quick. Let me turn this around so people know I wasn't just like talking to myself the whole time. All right, Raj, go ahead.
Oh, you were recording it off your phone?
Oh, hell yeah, I was.
Nice. What's up, everybody? My name is Rajiv Nathan, a.k.a. Raj Nation. I created a company called Startup Hypeman, and I help growing companies stand out to their audience and stand apart from their competitors with messaging and storytelling and things.
Oh yeah, I think I got it. Okay, that's Raj. I'm going to post this right now, and I'm going to continue my conversation with him. Thanks for joining.